Which is your favourite piece?
I guess for the the multi-dimensional aspect, the William Morris is definitely one of my favourites. Also, I guess again because of the space, as you say, it's a massive wall, but it's not like one of these walls that everyone has to face. It's kind of like it's a wall you will discover.
Exactly.
And I love this aspect of it. And also another thing which I really believe in, the power of street art is like it can change a space.
Yes.
And this parking was like horrible. It's just like the wall was crumbling. It felt almost like a dodgy place to be. And he had just made it a nice parking where people are actually happy to walk past. So yeah, it can change the feelings of. I guess this is why neighborhoods with more street art are becoming more popular, because people feel more uplifted, people feel safer, people feel more interested. There's more culture. It changed the neighborhoods. And it changed the community around it. Yeah. And I guess again, so coming back to this aspect with work with community, I also started to develop more things working with like different communities, which has been so inspiring with Paint the Change, where we have created many projects that actually involve artwork created by people. And I was like, that's a cool challenge, because you never know what you're going to get. And how can you bring your own signature into someone else's work?
So you have to actually represent someone else's.
Yeah, so
there's added pressure there.
I do it through various techniques. So I apply some filters, some sort of graphic filters that I guess take any piece and like turn it into something that will have the same feel as the piece that I do. But what I found so interesting is like everyone has creative energy. The creative energy is you show me your kids like working with like so many things. You can tell they're so into it. It's a wonderful thing. It's part of being human experience, I think, to enjoy creativity. Creativity could be enjoyed in so many forms. Making vases is a creative form, because you need to connect so many different things in a creative way to make it work. But tapping on the people's creativity and inviting them to be part of a project is massively uplifting. It's a thrill. So last year during the pandemic, to celebrate the work done by the NHS, and also another layer of the NHS is the fact that there are every possible nationality represented in the NHS. It's not English people, there are people from everywhere. If anything, people from everywhere are the majority of the NHS. So I came up with this idea of like, how about everyone can submit one flower to say thank you for the NHS, like an offering. You give flower to say thank you, say I love you, say, it's always a good intention. So I thought, and also flowers it's the most simple thing people can do. Everyone can draw a flower. And so we invite the public to create a flower, to submit them, and we receive hundreds. And then, again, I cut them out individually, did some treatments, and putting them all together, it came as like a massive bouquet. Like, this is so cool. So it has brought another dimension to like, okay, I can use other people's artwork as well. And again, now another link is the use of flowers. Was like, okay, cool. So florals, or like natural patterns, are also something I'm hugely interested in, which links back to William Morris patterns. And if I now take back to my love of geometrical patterns and start to like bring them all together, that's what I've done for you. It's all the possible aspect of my research into one, and also it's, I guess, for the mug, there is definitely a space that needs to be embraced. You can't see it flat. I created the artwork flat, knowing that you will be around, that you will hold it from a certain place. You can look at it from every angle, generally from the side, but someone else may see it from another side. So
it never ends.
And it never ends.
Perpetual.
Exactly. So that's why I call the piece Glory, because it's like, hopefully the glorious part of like merging everything together, and hopefully making people happy to hold it and have the whatever they want in it.
Well, those people who've had a sneak preview so far love it. I can show you. I
Cool.
can show you that. What's we talked before about how your style evolves. Do you get a sense where you're going next?
I don't, but I keep researching,
Yeah.
and I think at the moment I'm definitely obsessed with like the layers of colors. So I think it's gonna get louder and louder in that sense. Funny enough, the last project I've done was pure black and white.
Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah, right.
But definitely, yeah, the like huge use of colors, and investing in more the space. That's kind of the direction I can see, and probably something I'm kind of like researching on is removing myself from portrait work, and but still expressing, you know, sentiments or emotional stories, maybe without having to use a portrait, because I guess maybe portraits can bring everyone else, who is that? And I probably would like to, explore the opposite of that.
You're feeling more abstract.
Yeah, so I'm looking at some abstract. If anything, I'm hoping that when I'm very old, I will be an abstract painter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be a good end to just, you know, you won't need to have any explanation with just pure emotion in form.
But that might be what it looks like to the viewer, but behind every abstract piece is a ton of thought.
Oh yeah, totally.
Huge journey that goes into creating something.
Yeah,
that is
I guess probably what I'm trying to say is I'm aiming to be less literal. Yeah, and
less prescriptive to the
less
to the viewer.
prescriptive, exactly.
Yeah.
But this is very far away.
That's a really interesting point, because there is a question about when you create something, do you expect the viewer to do something with it? Do you just put it there and say, that's yours now, see what you will? Or do you create something thinking, there's something in here I want you to see?
At the moment, it is definitely a part of storytelling.
Yeah.
Or maybe storytelling is not the right word, but visual guidance that I invite the viewer to explore. Absolutely.
But translation is still with them.
Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah.
Do you ever find people miss something in the work, or is that potentially not possible if it's completely up to them?
I think my aim in everything I do is I came up with this word of like upliftism. All I want is people to feel uplifted in some ways, and it comes in different forms because every human is unique, so everyone will have his own interpretation, but there is definitely, we can all agree that, you know, when you feel uplifted, or there is a sense of joy, a sense of like, you know, you've been transported into a happy place. So I'm definitely shooting for that.
So you must be thrilled by the videos, seeing the videos all over Instant Out, the people with the huge culture change mural you've just done.
Yeah.
And there's all these people posting videos, seeing themselves, and it's showing people that's me.
Yeah.
In a mural, and they're just thrilled. That's changing people's lives.
I mean, this is a huge honor for me to, totally.
You've seen these videos?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I'm part of it. But it's truly amazing, and I guess, like, for example, in this Culture for a Changing City, so again, people were invited to submit, actually, we asked them to submit an object that represents them, or a picture, or like a memory, or a piece of text. It was basically, the brief was like, the call was super open, and again, people responded to it with as many possible forms you could imagine, as different people are. But the beauty is, one, everything was included, so there was never been this story is a bit not good enough. No, every story is good enough, you know. So again, the beauty was like to, one, include everything, and also my job there was to like understand every story has a different feel, or every object has a different meaning. It's like, how do I merge all of this information together, which are like more like 130 different bits. So there is a connection between them, but they all have individuality as well. And also graphically or aesthetically or artistically, is like how I would take one information and merge it so that it creates one piece together. So yeah, I spent 2 months on this project, which was truly amazing. And again, a very uplifting experience. I actually, lucky for me, I ended up meeting pretty much everyone who submitted something. So I have a personal connection with them, and it's truly amazing. There is a guy which I'm going to work with now called Mr. G. He's the famous spoken word.
Yeah.
And Mr. G, oh god, I love him. But
The guy did Into the Woods.
yes.
Yeah.
So Mr. G, I made his portrait. Basically, I typed one of his texts, and I replicated the text and started to move the block of text and started to like pick out layers into this, so it looks like it's made of floating words. And the funny stuff is when I met him and I explained my process, he was like, "That's crazy because I'm working with data and poetry now." I was like, "This is totally fitting." So yeah, so I guess there is a sense of like translating every story in this mural in a way that was fitting, or kind of like celebrating every single story.
Do you have a location for that piece?
Hmm?
Do you know where's that piece going to be?
Oh, this piece is on the rich mix.
Oh.
This is, yeah.
Okay.
So Mr. G is one of those.
You almost need to get one of those photos. Some of those photos that are taken in like 16K or something. But you can zoom in, like forever zoom in, so people can go in on some kind of website.
I'm trying to do that
and
actually. Yeah,
so they can all go and tag themselves and find themselves.
Yeah. It's definitely something, I guess, for this mural, because it involves so many information, it's not a first, because people might have done it before, but it's like how to really, as you said, maximize all the content that is behind it into something that is available to everyone to understand. So.
Yeah.